Alright, so I want you guys to have fun and enjoy. I want you guys to have fun and enjoy the sport of wrestling, or learn what this program is going to teach you, right? So in the beginning, you guys are super excited, which I love. I love that you guys are super excited, but sometimes you talk too much, and it could be distracting. So I'm going to tell you guys a little story. So after I made the Olympic team, I was 30 years old. I wanted to learn from the best, because when I was 28, I went to the Olympics in China, and I lost to Cuba first round. And then he lost, and then I was done. I couldn't go any further. And so I couldn't win, I couldn't take third, second. And so when I was done, I saw all the best people in the world were from this one area in Russia. So I went and I lived there, right? And I moved there. And I came back and I learned and I wrote down the whole training program, right? So now I'm going to be giving this training program to Beat the Streets. So every Beat the Streets in the country is going to have the best training program. It's going to help the coaches, it's going to help the athletes, and it's going to help influence a lot of kids, right? And so when I went to this country, I did not speak their language, right? I couldn't understand, so what did I have to do? Listen. I had to listen, right? You don't need to know everything. I didn't need to tell you how to go get the legs. I just had to tell you, this is the goal, get the legs, get your hands locked. And you knew how to do it, right? And so that's what's going to happen, right? You guys are going to have to listen. You're going to have to watch. That's why when we did the live wrestling, only one group was going. Because right now you have to watch. You have to see what other people are doing. You can say, oh, I could do what he or she just did. And then you can go try yourself, right? So you have to learn from listening. You learn from doing, right? There's a lot of different ways to learn. You can learn from speaking, but we're not here. You guys aren't learning right now from speaking. You will later on when you can articulate, but you don't know enough about the sport to speak about it yet, right? You just have to keep your ears open, keep your eyes open, and be safe, right? So if you guys understand, like if you cut down some of the talking in the beginning, you're going to be able to have so much more fun in these practices. And I promise, what did I ask you guys to do? The 4 things in the beginning. The 4 things in the beginning. Learn, get better, help somebody else, and have fun. So I'm not going to do things that aren't going to be fun, right? Like I'm not going to make you do things that I don't think are fun, because myself and the coaches, they want to watch you guys do some of this stuff, because it's so fun to watch you guys wrestle and compete and learn, right? It's fun, because I can see it. If you do something wrong a couple times and you make an adjustment, you're learning. I didn't have to tell you, you're doing it, right? Because no matter what the coaches do, who's responsible for your life? You guys, right? I can tell you to do something, it doesn't mean you have to do it, right? But I want you guys to want to do it. I want it to be, because if you can't do something physical, am I going to make you do it? No. When I was training guys for the Olympic team, I had one athlete, and I tell people this all the time, I had one athlete. At the end of practice, like when we were doing the hops, right, in a wheelbarrow, at the end of the practice, we had a rope, and we climbed the rope. And I had one guy that I trained for 4 years. And when we did the conditioning at the end, do you think he ever did the conditioning? Never. Never. Did I say anything to him? No. But he didn't want to make the Olympic team. He was there to train with somebody else. Right? So if I made him do that, would he have wanted to come back? No. So I understood that. And that's why I said in the beginning, I want you to be honest with yourself. Right? Be honest with why you are here. Right? Some of you guys are here, some of you girls are here because your brothers or sisters do this, right? Some of you are here because you want to be real wrestlers. You guys want to go and you want to compete and you want to see what that's about. You want the challenge of another person trying to fight you, right? Some of you are here because you play other sports. You just want to have fun and be active, or your friends do it, right? It doesn't matter why you're here. It matters that you're here and you're enjoying yourself. And so I'm going to ask a couple questions, right? And I want to understand what you learned. And so we're going to go over a couple things first. It's the first thing you can control. Yourself, right? And that means you're speaking, you're listening, you're controlling yourself, right? What can you do in that moment, right? So control yourself. Then, the environment, right? So in life, when you control yourself, that's your attitude and your effort, right? So if you have a good attitude, you're going to want to give effort. You're going to want to do well, right? Environment, right? The environment that you're in. Right? We always can't control the environment. We can't control where we live. We're kids, right? I grew up there, you grew up there, right? But you can control who you hang out with, right? You can control who your friends are. And if those friends, if they don't have the same, if they don't want the same things you want, like if they don't want to go to college, if they don't want to get good grades, if they don't want to be active, if they don't want to be healthy, then you should probably find friends that do, right? Because people will only bring you down. You know, I believe that you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with, right? So I have 5 really good friends that are successful and that push me to be better, right? Because if your friends aren't pushing you to be better and your family's not pushing you to be better, it's really hard doing it all by yourself, right? So your environment, what's the third thing you can control? Attacks, right? So for me, in wrestling, I understand what I can attack, right? In life, right? In life, what can you attack on a daily basis? What are the 3 things that you have to do every day to live? Eat, drink, and breathe, right? Eat, drink, and breathe. That's what you have to do, right? So you can learn how to eat better. You can learn how to drink better. You can learn how to eat better. And then you have to also, there's 2 other things. Where else? You have to what? And be active. Exercise. You have to be active, right? Because if you're not active at all, you're going to get lazy and you're not going to have any drive, right? But if you go too much and you don't sleep, your body's going to break down. So you have to learn how to be active. You have to learn how to recover and rest and enjoy yourself, right? And resting doesn't always mean sleep. It means doing other things. You take your mind off it. You can do art. You can do music, right? You can go on walks. That's resting. You can be in nature, stuff like that. So you control yourself, control your environment, control your attacks, then control the situation, right? In wrestling, we have a lot of different situations. We can control the right leg, the left leg, we can control the upper body, right? In life, you have a lot of situations. You have situations of different classes, right? Different activities you do. You can only control them when you're there, right? And then finally, the last thing is, in wrestling, you control your finish. In life, that's controlling your story. So what are you going to tell yourself? Right? For me, I've had bad things happen to me, and I could be like, oh, poor me, I'm the victim. Right? People owe me something. Nobody owes me anything. I'm not a victim. Right? Maybe bad things happen to me, but it doesn't mean I'm a victim. Right? So I can control my story. My story is, I had bad things happen to me. I used it to put myself in a better situation. Right? So that is your story. How do you want your story to be? Your story could be, hey, I want to get all A's. I want to get into high school and do the same thing. I want to be an athlete. I want to be a singer. I want to be an artist. I want to go to college. Right? That is your story. You get to tell yourself that, right? And everything starts with what? Where's those 5 things start? Yourself, environment, attack, situation, and your story. What's the first thing you should focus on? Your story. Right? Because if you have no aim and you have no vision, it doesn't matter how good you be yourself, you're going nowhere. Right? So start with your story And these things are going to align with this. So, say you want to get all A's. Your story is you're going to get all A's. You can't try to get all A's first and be like, oh, well, I wanted to get all A's, right? It has to come from you telling yourself, setting a goal. And that's it. Okay, well, now, how does somebody that wants to get all A's, how does somebody with all A's control themselves? Well, they don't play video games and they don't watch TV, they study and read, right? How does somebody who wants to get all A's control their environment? Right? They're not hanging out on the streets, they're hanging out with people who also want to study and get good grades. Or activities like this, right? So that it has to start with what you want, and then you live your life accordingly. So, it's going to call you. What'd you learn today?
Nothing.
What's that?
Nothing.
You didn't learn anything. Come on.
He didn't learn. I did. I wasn't in class.
No, here. What'd you learn here?
Oh, I learned new exercise.
Perfect. All right. What'd you learn today? You learned how to control yourself, right? With the warm-up. What did you learn today?
I learned how to balance myself and attack people.
Perfect. That's good. Maria, what did you learn today? What and what not to do? What did you learn today? Think about it. You learn how to do a handstand. All right, now, how did you get yourself better?
By practicing and having some fun around here.
Perfect. That's good. How did you get yourself better today?
Speak loud, so everybody hear you.
By taking down. How did you get better today? Yeah, by learning, right? How did you get better today?
I got better at how you want to be in your life when you wrestle.
Yeah. Good answer. You did learn how to wrestle today. Right? You learned how to attack. All right, now, everybody, raise your hand if somebody helped you today. Raise your hand. Everybody should put their hands up. Everybody was helped today, right? You were helped by a coach. How many people here have coaches here? Put your hands up. Wait, you were helped by somebody. Now, keep your hands up. Who helped somebody today? Right? You helped your partners get better. You helped your teammates get better. Right?
Hey guys, as an adult, and a coach, he came in and he helped me. He helped Coach Shaver. He helped Coach Monte. He made all of us better for you guys. And that's what we're talking about. This doesn't end. This doesn't stop. It's not about you. It's about you and the people you surround yourself with and the people you want to make this place a little better than how you found it, right? So it doesn't stop. You're learning now. You don't get older and that means learning stops. No, learning gets more important the older you get. So keep being that person for yourself and for other people, and you can beat the streets.
All right, last thing. Who had fun today? Right? So I want to say, I think we all did our jobs right. We all learned, got better, helped other people, and enjoyed it. Right? So I want you guys to keep coming back. And as the season goes, you guys are going to understand what you can control better. Right? You're going to understand what it really means to control yourself, to control the environment, to control the attack, the situation, and to control the finish. Right? Your coaches are going to teach you that throughout the year. And that makes it simple. Real simple.
Guys, everybody say, thanks, Coach Andy. Thanks, Coach Andy. Right? Nobody leaves. He'll get his last words in before he will dismiss us, but nobody leaves after that unless they sign out. We had two little knuckleheads walk home, and I almost got beat up by parents, and I don't want to get beat up. So, everybody signs out, and when you sign out, we have some extra stuff courtesy of Coach Miller back there. So Thanks, Coach Miller. All right. Courtesy of him, we have some stuff that, some perfect wrestling soap and things to help you with self-care. But let's finish on coaching.
Yeah, so no, and that's all I want to say. A couple of you guys had questions. If anybody has a couple questions, I'll take a couple questions. If not, we can roll the mats up. And
Hey, let's bring it in, break it down. Come on.
everybody have one. Yeah,
Bring it in real tight. Bring it in real tight. We're gonna break it down, and then we're gonna get a picture. All right. You guys remember the breakdown? 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Hey, line up right around the coach and face.